areas you do put out yours for your constituency and everything else, but apologies anyway. Okay, so it's addressed to you. And that's, as I say, is 3 October 2025 at 16:54. Do you see that? Okay, let me ask you to read that email into the record from where it says, "We hereby attach." And you read up to where it says, "This email serves as part 1 of 2. Please read it yourself.
We hereby attach for your attention a notice in terms of Rule 3 of the Rules of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Criminality, Political Interference, and Corruption in the Criminal Justice System, including transcripts from the testimony of Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi on 18-19 September 2025. The last mentioned will follow in a subsequent email. This email serves as part 1 of 2. Should you have any queries, please contact writer here of email. Kindly acknowledge receipt of the attached. Thank you, Mary Wilsnash.
Okay, all right, thank you. And you do notice that it refers to a Rule 3 notice.
Yes, Chairperson.
Thank you. Now go to page 2. And there, do you see the email sent only a minute later? That is at 16:55 on 3 October 2025. You do see that as well. It's also from Ms. Marie Versnach. You see that email?
Yes, Chairperson.
Please, you should please vocalize your...
Oh, sorry.
Vocalize your agreement. Do not nod, please.
Sorry, Chairperson.
Thank you. And that email said the second installment of the transcript of General Mkhwanazi's evidence was attached. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Is that correct?
You are, Chairperson.
Now, my interest is in the Rule 3 notice that was referred to in the first email, and which was attached to that email. And perhaps for the record and for your purposes, let me advise you that Ms. Marie Versnach is one of the attorneys or directors in the Commission's firm of attorneys, Diale Mokhashwa. That's just for your information. Now, let's look at the notice itself. It's at page 3.2. Do you see it?
Yes, Chairperson.
Now, it says that General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi implicated you on the matters itemized in paragraphs 1.1 to 1.2. Do you see that?
I do, Chairperson.
No, I'm sorry, to 1.3, to 1.3. Do you see that?
Yes, Chairperson.
Yeah. Now, in the main paragraph 4, that is the main part of paragraph 4, read with paragraph 4.1, the notice invites you to respond, and in doing so to address the facts that implicate you and to give an explanation or evidence. Do you see that?
I do, Chairperson.
Okay. Now, and this is quite crucial, bearing in mind that you said that you only saw the October communication 3 months ago. 14 days later, that is on 14 October 2025, you responded to this communication by means of an email that is at page 5. Let us go to page 5. Towards the foot of the page, do you see your response there?
Yes, Chairperson.
It's addressed to Ms. Marie Versnach. And in your response of 14 October 2025, you request to make your submissions 72 hours after the testimony of General Khumalo. You see that?
Yes, Chairperson.
Now, if you responded to the Commission's Rule 3 notice only 11 days after it was sent to you, your response, as I said, being on 14 October 2025, you were not truthful when you said you received notice or you only saw the email communication 3 months ago. Am I correct? You were not truthful.
If I may, sorry. If I may, Chairperson?
Yes.
Chairperson, when I responded to this email, it was because when I looked at the section 3, please bear with me, I saw 3 questions. I then responded to Mrs. Wilsnatch because I had been out of the province, struggling with a laptop. I went to Parliament, they fixed it. I responded to her. I said to her, a lot of my testimony will have bearing regarding General Kumalo. If I may have permission to respond to him within 72 hours after, Chairperson. I then left it at that, even after General Kumalo had testified. However, I will admit, Chairperson, that all this confusion regarding the emails and my correspondence is entirely my fault. I could have done better, and I should have done better. My recollection of the email referring to the section 3 is pertaining to the one that comes afterwards, and I did get my dates mixed, and for that I profusely apologize. I also, Chairperson, I sat here on the 11th, and you told me that I wasn't taking the commission seriously. It was something that I disagree with even now. However, I will take full responsibility for all the confusion and all the delay regarding to the emails that came. Parliament will know, and they can deny this again, so I can prove it again, that all email correspondence sent, even from the police portfolio, is sent to my administrator, Baldine Libber, because my laptop just does not respond 50% of the time. So for this, Chairperson, I do apologize to you and everybody profusely, but this was my fault. I will not run from this.
You are ahead of me. My question is a simple one. My question is a simple one. It is this. When you said on 11 August 2026, you received communication, that is the email communication of October 2025. You saw it for the first time 3 months ago, that is 3 months now in 2026. That was untruthful. Is that so?
Chairperson, in respect of the email mentioned, I was referring to the follow-up emails that I saw later, not this one right here, because I'd responded to this email.
I specifically referred on the 11th of August 2026, I specifically referred when I engaged you to communication sent to you in October of 2025. And it was about that communication that you said you only received it 3 months ago. Am I correct?
100%, Commissioner.
Now I will repeat my question for the 3rd time, and I will say, so it was untruthful of you to say that you received, or you only saw the communication of October 2025 for the first time 3 months ago.
In respect of, yes, Chairperson, that now that I have all the emails, even my response in front of me, yes, the information I submitted was wrong.
It was untruthful.
Yes, Chairperson.
Could you possibly have forgotten that the Commission had communicated with you last year already?
I did forget about this email right here, Chairperson. I did. I will be honest with you. Now that I look at it, and now that I replay your question to me on the 11th, if I'd had this bundle in front of me, the answer would have been different.
There's a lot of correspondence, and perhaps Ms. Sigels-Ngcobe will, or even my co-commissioners, will take you through it. But what I will say to you is that there are more than one item of correspondence starting from April of 2026, which are reminders for you to file your statement. Are you aware of those?
Chairperson, in the last few weeks, I still haven't managed to open all the emails, but I have seen some of it. And again, Chairperson, let me apologize for this. And your team, if I may finish, Chairperson, will tell you that since they've started communicating via the Baldine Libber email address, we've responded promptly as we can.
We are going to come to the apology, Mr. Adam. What I want to know is, are you aware of the correspondence that I say starts from April, in which you are first being told, file your statement now, and thereafter you are being reminded to file your statement? Are you aware of that correspondence?
Not all of it, Chairperson, but I have seen some of the correspondence.
But you've received this file. Have you gone through it?
This file?
The one that I've referred you to now.
This file was given to me yesterday, Chairperson.
Did you go through it? It was given to me yesterday also, and I've gone through it, which is why I'm able to engage you on it. It was given to you yesterday. What time?
I received 2 batches of emails, Chairperson. The one was at 12 o'clock at night. The other one was at 1 o'clock the afternoon.
I'm asking you specifically about this file, the correspondence
I can
file,
check
Mr.
my,
Adams.
I switched off my phone, but I can check my phone because I'm not sure which batch came at what time. But there were 2 batches of emails that came. The one batch came at 12 o'clock the night. The other one came at 1:25 or 1:12 the afternoon.
May I ask for assistance? When was the correspondence file
Chair,
sent?
as
Yes.
far as I know, the correspondence bundle was sent to Mr. Adams on Monday. What was sent to him yesterday was documentation that he had sent to the commission, which we had to collate into bundles and send back to him. So everything that he received yesterday are his documents. Everything that the commission gave to Mr. Adams or submitted to Mr. Adams was sent to him on Monday via a link. The hard copies he sees for the first time today because it's the witness bundle.
There it is. This was sent to you on Monday. Did you see it?
If I may, Chairperson,
Yes.
I booked my flight for Joburg for 6 o'clock Monday morning. I arrived here roughly 8 o'clock. I took a meeting at 8:30. I came out of that meeting and my PA had left 100 messages for me that Madlanga has sent you a bundle. I traveled to Pretoria.
The commission, not Madlanga.
Oh, so, the Madlanga Commission, sorry. I'm about to get whooped by Judge Madlanga again. It was about 11:30 when she had let me know that the commissioner sent you a bundle. At that time, sir, I'm in Rosebank.
This is Monday already.
This is Monday.
Your PA tells you that you've been sent something.
On Monday. I've still got my luggage. I am in Rosebank. I traveled to Pretoria and then found the hotel. It's at that stage when I started looking at this. So, in all honesty, Chairperson, I did see, but it was very hasty. I didn't have hard copies because I didn't have a printer. I'm reading it from a cell phone because my laptop, again, is giving me issues. So, it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do. But I did try to go through it as well as I could, best as I could. The problem was, Chairperson, if these things had come at 9 o'clock the evening, I could have cancelled my flight. I could have stayed the day. I could have done better. And I'm not throwing mud at anyone. I'm just saying if I received it earlier, just a little bit earlier, I could have done so much better.
No, Mr. Adams, this correspondence became necessary only because of what you said on 11 August 2026. Had you not said anything about you not receiving emails from October of 2025, we would not be having this correspondence file before us. So you cannot really complain about the need for it to have been served on you much earlier.
I'm happy to concede that.
It arose because of what you said on 11 August 2026.
I am happy to concede that.
Now you say you did go through it, but of course you do give some descriptor as to the nature of how you looked at it, but bottom line is you did have a look at it. Now, I will go back to my question. Did you see that in this correspondence file, you are told in April 2026 to file your statement, and thereafter there are a few other emails that remind you to file your statement, and this starts from April of 2026.
Yes, Chairperson.
Chair,
And,
my
yes.
apologies, Chair. Before you move away from the 11 August and whether Mr. Adams could have forgotten about the email correspondence, there is a clip that we want to play of an interview that Mr. Adams had just before his appearance on the 11th of August, where he actually deals with the correspondence, and that will maybe assist insofar as he may have forgotten.
Please do that
Thank
now.
you, Chair.
Please, thank you.
I'd like to know why he'd say he's disappointed about the possible postponement if it's his legal team that handed things late on a public holiday. What did he expect? Annexures and a sworn statement?
Definitely, and he joins us now. We just had to grab him before he goes inside the guest room here at the Bridget Madlanga Justice College. I'm also joined by Yusuf Abramji, who will be part of this conversation. Thank you very much for speaking to us on ENC. Before, of course, I hand over to Yusuf as well. What happened? Who was late, and where is the delay?
I'm reading Madlanga's statement and I'm seeing that I was subpoenaed. It's a lie, I was never subpoenaed. I emailed the commission and I said, you know what, my name's been kicked around like a football for 3 months. I demand my opportunity to speak. They came back to me and they gave me a date of the 11th. I think that was on the 3rd. I said to them, voter registration is the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. Those are the 3 busiest days of the year for me. Can you give me another date? I'm proposing the 30th. They said, no, it's the 11th or nothing. They, in essence, gave me 4 days to complete my submission. But now remember, as I'm trying to complete my submission, people are still mentioning my name left, right, and center on TV. So it becomes a little bit odd. So we submitted yesterday at 6 o'clock, which I think is still reasonable. I mean, it's not as if they need to go and find documents. I've given them everything. And then this morning I get here and I'm told by Yusuf that I'm unlikely to testify today, which is disappointing because I've come halfway across the country. I went to bed early, I put on a suit for this, and now I'm told I'm not going to testify today. So it's, yeah.
Are you ready to testify, Fadiel?
I would not have emailed Madlanga to demand to testify if I wasn't ready.
So what's at play here in your view?
I think certain people would have read my submissions and thought we have a problem here.
Do you believe that you were used?
Let me put it to you like this, Pule. I'm here to be used. I'm asking the public, if you know of any malfeasance, any corruption, please put your envelope under my office door.
What were you used? Given the contents of the Section 27 referral, the argument here is that your allegations were weak.
Let me challenge that. Let Drew answer me.
Becomes relevant later, but the point is where Mr. Adams says that he would not have emailed the commission demanding to come and give evidence. And if you look at the email that he sends, which is on page 5, in closing, I would need to appear before the commission to clear my name. It's that email correspondence that he's referring to, which started, as Chair said, in October of 2025. And this, he says, before he appears on the 11th before the commission.
Thank you. You may ask whatever follow-up.
No, Chair, I just wanted to...
down the
Yes,
line.
I
Thank
just
you,
wanted
thank
to
you.
assist or add to what
Yes.
Chair was asking insofar as he may have forgotten that, about the email exchange.
Thank you. And I notice he speaks so fast. So you say on Monday, this Monday, you did read this correspondence, the contents of this correspondence bundle. Now, let's go to, let me just find the April email that I kept referring to. I will read to you. It's also from Ms. Mari Wilsnach. It says, I refer to the Rule 3 notice issued to you. Page 4, I'm sorry. Yes. I refer to the Rule 3 notice issued to you on 3 October 2025 in relation to the testimony of Lieutenant General N. Mukwanazi. We have been instructed to request your response thereto notwithstanding that the evidence of Lieutenant General D. Kumalo has not been concluded. You'll recall the relevance of this paragraph is that in your response of 13 October 2025, you had requested to file your statement after General Kumalo had finalized his testimony. Do you remember saying that
I
in
do, Chairperson.
October of 2025?
Yes, Chairperson.
So that is the relevance of paragraph 2. We have been instructed to request your response thereto, that is to the Rule 3 notice, notwithstanding that the evidence of Lieutenant General D. Kumalo has not been concluded. You are therefore requested to respond to the said Rule 3 notice. The point I want to make about this, I assume you did receive this email.
Chairperson, I received this email, and it was a little bit later than this, but I will listen and I will concede what you're about to say.
That you received it?
I did.
Yes. The point I want to make is this. This email refers back to 3 October 2025. You see that?
Yes, Chairperson.
Now, even if you were to attempt to suggest not to have seen the emails of October 2025, this would have reminded you that there were emails of October 2025, correct?
Yes, Chairperson.
So, you having forgotten that there were emails of October 2025 cannot possibly make sense on the 11th of August 2026, when you were reminded this year, only in April 2026, that there was a Rule 3 notice sent to you in October 2025. You couldn't have forgotten between April and the 11th of August that you were reminded about the Rule 3 notice of October 2025. Could you?
Chairperson, I did not see this email before the 6th of May. Otherwise, I would have responded to it.
That's not the question I'm asking.
No,
you.
I'm going to answer the question, Chairperson. When I saw this email, it would have reminded me of the October email. That is the truth.
So it would have reminded
You are 100% correct, Chairperson.
Now, on 11,
Page 11?
no, 11 August 2026, you do not give us that detail. You just say, I was not aware at all of these emails until only 3 months back. You mention nothing about a reminder in April of 2026 that an email had been sent to you in October 2026, or the Rule 3 notice had been sent to you in October 2025. You say nothing about that. You just give us the impression that your mind was a complete, clean slate until only about 3 months ago. You knew nothing at all about the Rule 3 notice of October 2025. Do you want to comment on that?
Chairperson, if that's the impression that I'm giving, then I do apologize for that. And I know this commission is having a hard time understanding this, and that's okay. I would probably too if I was sitting on that side. I get hundreds of emails a week, and I struggle to get into the emails most of the time. So just allow me to finish, please, Chairperson. So there are emails. No, I see you shaking your head.
No, I did not shake my head. I just moved.
Oh, sorry.
And you can't control me not to move.
No, Chairperson. So what I'm saying, Chairperson, this is actually worse than an oversight on my part. It is. But I did not intend to mislead you. I did not. And I understand how bad it looks. And I even understand if you are sitting there, Commissioner Kumalo, thinking that I'm being disrespectful to this commission. But I promise you, Chairperson, as my mother is watching, that definitely was not the case.
Now, There is only one so-called Madlanga commission. And you say you receive a lot of emails, but emails that you receive from the commission are only from the commission. And do you take the commission seriously?
Chairperson.
Yes.
I am here. I arrived a day early at my own expense, twice. I take this commission very seriously. I'm very respectful of this commission. Forget what I say on social media. That's me acting like a fool half the time. But when I address you, I want you to understand something. You're the only man besides my father who's ever given me a beating. That's how much respect I have for this commission.
Now, thank you. Not about me chastising you, no. But thank you for saying you take the commission seriously. Now, if you do, you receive an email in October 2025 telling you about the Rule 3 notice. You respond to it 11 days later. I will tell you now that it is hard to believe that you would forget about that communication. That's the only communication you got from the commission until April 2026. It is hard for me to believe that you would forget about that communication from this one, the only so-called Madlanga commission. If you say you take the commission seriously, I find it hard to believe that you forget about that communication. And this is not mundane communication. It's communication that contains a formal document, a Rule 3 notice that requires of you to do certain things. Formal communication, and you respond to it. It's just difficult for me to understand how you could ever forget about such communication.
Chairperson, I understand the inference that you're drawing. I would probably draw the same if I was sitting on that side. So, once again, please allow me to apologize for that.
But how could you forget? There's only one Madlanga commission, and there was just this one Rule 3 notice to which you responded. Underline the fact that you responded. How can you tell us that you only got communication 3 months ago? How could you forget something like that?
If you will allow me to just take 30 seconds of your time, Chairperson.
Yes.
Remember, I am the leader of a political party which deals with systemic problems across the Cape Flats daily. I leave my house at about 5:15 in the morning, and I'm lucky to come back at 11 every day, Saturdays and Sundays included. Once every 3 weeks, I'll take a day off. I am very busy entertaining people, listening to people, stopping gang fights, stopping bullets, burying children. Those are the things I do daily, Chairperson. Emails, in the beginning, is not even my strongest point. I genuinely forgot about this correspondence. I did. I've forgotten about other correspondence. I've forgotten my child's birthday. These things happen due to the hours and the pressure that we work under. I genuinely forgot this, Chairperson. I'm not lying to you.
Let us delineate two things. It is one thing to forget to respond to correspondence. It is quite another to say you do not remember ever receiving such communication. Do you see the difference?
I understand, Chairperson.
And the point I'm making, so perhaps, not that I necessarily agree with you, perhaps I would understand you better if you said, I forgot to respond to the email correspondence. That's something else altogether. But for you to say you only became aware of it 3 months ago, that is what I have a difficulty with. Not if you took the communication when you received it the first time seriously. And I repeat, there is only one Madlanga commission, and it sent you formal communication, a Rule 3 notice which required a response from you. And again, I say underline, you responded to it. I will, subject to whatever else you say, not believe you when you say it was only in April of this year that you became aware of the communication. That's something that has nothing to do with you being very busy. You being busy may affect you not remembering to respond. Do you see the distinction I'm drawing?
I'm not arguing with you, Judge.
Do you see that? Please answer
100%.
directly. You
100%.
see the distinction.
100%.
Now, do you accept it when I say to you, it's hard for me to believe that in your mind, you only became aware of this communication 3 months ago?
I accepted that 10
You
minutes
accept-
ago,
you
Judge.
accept
I do.
So does it mean you lied to us?
No, Judge, I did not lie to you. I did not lie to you. I accept that you may find it hard to believe what I said, but I did not lie to you.
Now, Parliament issued a statement once you said that from October last year until whatever time you saw the email communications, your emails were malfunctioning. Parliament issued a media statement. You are aware of that because you even responded to it, correct? Now, in what Parliament was basically saying, you lied. I'm paraphrasing again, correct?
Yes, Chairperson.
Now, in what it said, it added that each member of Parliament is provided with 3 devices to avert the very problem you were referring to, problems of malfunction with members' devices. So they said each member is provided with 3 devices. Is that factually correct?
That is 100% correct, Chairperson.
Now, when you said that you had problems with your emails, and as a result only became aware of the October 2025 communications only 3 months ago, were you suggesting, that is on the 11th of August this year, were you suggesting that all 3 devices were malfunctioning?
No, Chairperson, not at all.
What were you suggesting?
I can hand you my phone right now, Chairperson, my parliamentary phone. You will not find an email account or WhatsApp on here because I don't use it for that because these things get hacked. I've never used it. Furthermore, Chairperson, Parliament has just received a letter from my attorney demanding that they retract because Parliament told other lies. They said I've never emailed the Speaker regarding the PKTT, and there was another email they denied, and we produced both emails, Chairperson. So we are saying to Parliament that it is not my fault that your techies are not logging the work they do on my laptop. I've said it a little bit earlier, Chairperson and Commissioners, that you can summons, I won't even tell you which technician to summons, you can summons any one of them. They've all worked on my laptop, all of them.
Now, there's a video clip, the response that I've just referred to, which perhaps for completeness will be played right at the end of my engagement with you. In that response, as part of your support for the allegation or averment by you that your laptop was malfunctioning, you say that you've given evidentiary material in that regard to, you say, the media. Is it correct? That
Yes,
you say
Chairperson,
that?
it is.
What media houses did you give this information to?
There's a gentleman at Parliament called Kevin Brandt from ENCA. I sent him the screenshots of the emails that we sent. The rest of it, Chairperson, I'm again inviting the Commission to send someone to ask any one of the technicians at Parliament. It's actually a running joke when I come in there with my laptop because it happens all the time.
Can you please share that with us?
The emails?
Those emails
Yes,
that you shared
definitely.
with the gentleman you are referring to.
Yes, definitely, I have it here. Do I share it now? Because I don't know how to share it now.
During the tea break, perhaps.
No, what I'll do, Chairperson, during the tea break, excuse me, is I will call my office and ask them to email it to the Commission. Is that okay?
And what do those emails demonstrate exactly? Just in summary by you.
The one email, I'm just forgetting, I don't know why I'm forgetting what the other one is, but we have both. The one email relates to my arrest and the PKTT invading Parliament because they arrested me in the parliamentary village. That's an email we sent to the Speaker. It's something that Parliament has denied. And then we produce it.
You say that email relates to your arrest?
Yes, sir. And then, the second email.
Sorry. That's quite recent, and it would not affect the question of you not having seen communications from October 2025.
The second email.
An email about your
Yes, the second email is a lot older. It relates to the Secretary of Parliament and the 100% increase he received, which we sent to the Speaker, and that must have been 18 months or more. And they didn't respond to that either, and they denied receiving that email.
Just a minute. You say the second email does
It
what?
relates to the 100% increase the Speaker of Parliament is awarded. And we asked the correspondence, and I'm going to speak loosely to the Speaker, is we've been advised to take this to the cops, but we feel Parliament is better equipped to deal with this because it's a parliamentary issue. And that's another email that...
I don't see how that's related to you receiving or not receiving emails, Mr. Adams.
No, then I'm misunderstanding you, Chairperson.
I'm asking you about, you say, you have proof that you had problems with your emails. Your laptop was malfunctioning. So I've asked you for that proof.
Yes.
I've said in your own words, please summarize what that proof is. You referred to an email that concerns your arrest, and you've accepted that that has nothing to do with what I'm engaging you on. Now, when I asked you to go on, you then referred to an email about salary increases, and I'm saying to you, yet again, I don't see the relevance of that email to the question whether your emails or your laptop was malfunctioning.
I now understand your question. I now understand your question, Judge.
Yes.
So the evidence that I have that I didn't make up the laptop story for Madlanga is at the Adhoc committee. I am asked by, I think it was Honorable Nola, why I used the laptop of Honorable Sakina Frenchman to email the minister. And my response, and it's in the transcripts, is that, I actually have the screenshot of it, is that my laptop was freezing. So I walked to the office next door and I asked her, can I please send an urgent email to the minister from your laptop?
When was this?
This was at the Adhoc committee. What date was that? I couldn't tell you the date, but I can find it for you.
This year or last year?
It would have been earlier this year. Earlier this year?
This year.
Much earlier this year.
So October up to early this year, no similar communication, or do you have any other proof besides that one email?
No, that's the one thing.
Or rather, that one event where you use someone else's.
That's the one event that I can show you to, Chairperson. The rest of it, if the Commission, I will never dream of telling the Commission what to do, but if it pleases the Commission, rather, is to speak to the technicians at Parliament, and they can confirm how many times I've been there with my laptop.
But Mr. Adams, you say in the video clip, and as I say, we're going to play it, you say in the video clip, I have provided proof to the media that I have been raising the issue of my laptop. Do you not say so in that video clip?
Yes, Chairperson, I do.
You do say so.
And that one paragraph, Chairperson, in my view, is evidence of the fact that I've been having problems with my laptop. And that's not the only email I've ever asked Sakina if I can use a laptop. I've done it before, and not necessarily to the minister.
So this proof is just this one incident.
That is the one incident.
Just the one incident.
Yes, Chairperson.
I have provided proof to the media that I've been having this problem, and you refer to the one incident where you are asked by Mr. Ngola why you are using someone else's laptop, and you give this explanation. That's proof that from October until 3 months ago, you have been having problems with your laptop.
Chairperson, if I may?
Yes.
I've been experiencing problems with that thing since it was given to me. It's not since October, Chairperson.
No, you don't get my question. I'm asking you a slightly different question. You have said, you have given the media proof, and all you are able to point to is one instance where you used another member's laptop for, I think you said, sending an email, you said. You say you have provided proof. I'm saying the context that we are dealing with here, to which you were responding when you responded to Parliament, concerns you not receiving email from October 2025 until only 3 months ago. Do you accept that?
Chairperson.
Do you understand that context?
I understand the context.
Now, it is in that context that I say, you say, I have given proof to the media. For that entire period, October until 3 months ago, the proof, as you call it, relates to one incident when you used another member's
Chairperson, I get you. I
laptop.
do. I do.
That's the proof.
And the issue at hand, Chairperson, is the laptop. So if I may, I can do nothing further until the technicians perhaps confirm to you or refute that I've been having issues.
Please. I'm not asking whether somewhere else you do have the proof. I'm asking you about what you said in response to Parliament. You said you have proof and you've given it to the media. So the proof that you said you had given to the media was just this one instance of you using some other member's laptop. That's this great proof that you said you have in the video clip.
Commissioner?
Yes.
Commissioner, I say it in the Adhoc committee. My laptop was freezing. I understand your frustration.
We are not the. We are not the ad hoc committee,
No.
and I'm not engaging you about things that happened at the ad hoc committee. I'm asking you about what you said after your appearance here.
And I'm referring to that simple statement.
After your appearance on the 11th of August.
And I'm referring, Chairperson, if I may, if it's my turn to speak to that simple statement that my laptop was freezing even then. So if that is not proof, Chairperson, then unfortunately, the only people that can confirm anything wrong with my laptop, or if I'm even lying to this commission, are the people that work on it.
Maybe you don't get me. I'm engaging you on a fact that comes out of your mouth when you are being interviewed on TV after your appearance here. I'm not asking you about whether you in fact do have proof lying somewhere. For example, what you may have said at the ad hoc committee, for example, what technicians may say if they were to be called. I'm not saying they will be. I am asking you about what you said after your appearance here. So this proof, and you made this statement quite forcefully and with a lot of confidence. I have proof. I have provided that proof to the media. Proof of what? Proof of your allegation that from October 2025 until only about 3 months ago, your laptop was malfunctioning. So the proof that you alleged to have provided to the media was this one instance of you using another member's laptop. That's all the so-called proof that you provided to the media.
If I may, Chairperson?
Yes.
The allegation, as I understood it, was I had made up the excuse that my laptop malfunctions. The proof I put forward was, it's not the first time that I said it. It's not the first time I've said it publicly. This is not something I made up for Madlanga. That is the context of it, Chairperson.
I'm talking about providing. Were you not talking about providing something physical to the media? When you are speaking there on that video clip and you say, I've provided proof, surely you mean you've given something physical to the media?
Yes, Chairperson.
And I'm going back to my question. So that physical thing that you gave to the media was this one instance?
This once, Chairperson.
Of you having used another member's laptop?
Yes, Chairperson.
That's all? And that's this proof that you have?
Yes, Chairperson.
And how does that prove that from October of 2025 until 3 months ago, your laptop was malfunctioning?
Chairperson, my laptop has been malfunctioning. There's nothing I personally can do about it. And I think That's all that I can't elaborate any further.
Unfortunately, that's not my question. That's not my question. My question is, how does that one instance of you using someone else's laptop prove that from October 2025 until only 3 months ago in 2026, your laptop was malfunctioning?
I'm afraid it doesn't, Judge.
It does not.
It doesn't.
So what should we make of what you said then? You lied, basically. When you said you have proof in the context of October 2025 until 3 months ago. In that interview, you basically told a lie when you said you had proof.
Chairperson, it was in the context of, I've been lying that there's something wrong with my laptop. That's the context that I provided, the little bit of proof that I had that it wasn't the first time and it wasn't the last time either. That's the context, Chairperson.
You already accepted that it was not proof. That one instance was not proof of the malfunction of your laptop from October 2025 until 3 months ago in 20. You've accepted that. It's on that basis that I suggest to you that when you told the nation that you actually have proof in the context of what was at issue, which is October 2025 until 3 months ago, when you told the nation that you actually had proof of the malfunction over that period, this being the context, you were untruthful.
Chairperson, I was not. I was not. I cannot accept that.
Where is the truth in that?
Chairperson,
Where is the
truth would be found with the people that work on the laptops. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources to bring them here. I'm telling, Chairperson, if I may?
Please continue.
I'm telling you, Chairperson, that the statement that I made to the media was in the context that I came to Madlanga and I lied to the Commission about my laptop malfunctioning at any given time. It's in that context that I produce the transcripts from the Adhoc and say, yeah, I said it, I think 7 or 8 months ago. There's something wrong with my laptop. It is not for me to sit here and say that, no, I'm unable to access anything because, no, Chairperson. I'm here to tell you that the laptop locks me out of my emails. Sometimes it does not accept my password. Sometimes the thing freezes. And I have no control over it.
I'm afraid I may end up sounding like a scratchy record. You go far and wide and leave what I'm dealing with. What I'm dealing with is quite simple, and I've told you a good few times that it's about what you said was your proof. Not any proof, but proof that you had provided to the media. So anything else that you say about the actual malfunction of your laptop has nothing to do with that so-called proof. That's my focus, and it's in that context, the context of your so-called proof, which happens to be this one instance. In the broader context of you having said you had this malfunction from October 2025 until only 3 months ago. So I'm saying, and you've accepted, bear in mind,
Yeah.
that one instance does not provide you with proof of the malfunction of your laptop from October 2025 until only 3 months ago. You've accepted that. So in that context that I suggest to you then, Mr. Adams, and please bear in mind the context, please. It's about the one instance, and it's about the period October 2025 until 3 months ago. So I'm saying, when you said you had provided the media with proof, which you've accepted was not proof, so you were being untruthful. That's a simple suggestion I'm making to you.
The whole story, Commissioner, is that I provided the media with the evidence that I had, that it was not the first time, that I did not make this up for this commission. That is what I provided the media. If, in the opinion of Justice Madlanga, that is not proof, I can only concede it. I can't win a legal argument with a man like you. I'm saying to you, Judge, no, and I'm not being patronizing. I'm saying to you, Judge, that I was accused of lying to you that there was nothing wrong with my laptop. I said, here you go. This thing has been doing it before. I didn't make this up for Madlanga. That's the context of which I'm saying it to you. The way your question is framed, I understand. But I'm asking that you understand what I was trying to say. That's all.
You say that you did say you had evidence, but I asked you here and now to give us that evidence, and the only thing you are able to tell us about is just the one instance when you use someone else's laptop. So whatever other evidence you may have, which you keep referring to, that's not what you said in the context of the TV interview. That interview referred to just this one instance. So in that context, anything else you may have is not relevant to the debate that you and I are having. And it's in the context of our debate or our engagement that I'm suggesting to you that you told an untruth.
No, Chairperson, I will not accept that. I also know it's going to be hard for me to win a debate against you, but I will not accept that. That laptop, as in the time period you mentioned, malfunctioned many times. The only people that can confirm this are the people that work at Parliament. The reason for that press conference was Parliament, excuse me, and I'm just going to step off the topic a little bit. Parliament also inferred that I never emailed the Speaker about the Secretary's increase, and I never emailed about the PKTT. And that is why I called that, and I said Parliament is lying. It is in that context because we have the proof of the lies. It is in that context that I spoke, Chairperson, and those emails you will get at tea time.
None of what you are saying was part of the proof that you say you provided to Parliament. I'm sorry, to the media. None of what you say, none of this detail was part of what you said you had given to the media. Do you accept that?
I do accept that in the context that you frame it, Judge.
I have to frame it.
No, Judge, like I said,
Yes.
if I may, I want to put up a disclaimer. I'm not fighting with any three of you. I'm not going to win. So, in the context that you frame it, I have to accept it.
All right. May I ask that we play that video clip, please?
We are playing it now, Chair.
Like Parliament said themselves, they don't normally issue statements like these, but you know what, in my case they will. However, Parliament has found itself wrong because we've sent those emails. We have the proof of the emails. We've sent them to your editors. Perhaps Parliament will now apologize to me because what they've in actual fact done is they've accused me of lying. Parliament has defamed me. So all we're saying is we've got the proof. We forwarded the proof to the media. We hope the media will publish the proof the same way that they published our Parliament's lies, and let's see how it ends. Ultimately, we've never said anything we can't back up. Whatever we're going to say at Madlanga, we're going to back it up with hard copy. So this is a good time for certain people to start getting worried. Parliament will hear from our attorneys in the course of next week because this is unheard of. You know, when that institution starts defaming people, for whatever political reason they want to, I don't understand. We must also remember this is the same Parliament that allowed the PKTT to trample on its sovereignty. So we're stumped. We don't know what's going on here. You know what, I'm not going to play stupid. What's going on here is that it's a mess. Parliament is a mess. The country is a mess. The South African Police Service is a mess. And we all know why. So I'm going to leave it at that before I get into more trouble.
Now, Mr. Adams, your discussion with Mr. Ngola, during which you explained to him why you were using another member's laptop, was that an oral engagement?
It was an oral engagement during my interview process with the Adhoc. I just also want to, I think it's Honorable Ngola, Chairperson, don't hold me to that. It was one of the ANC's members. I think it was
No, it doesn't matter much. The identity doesn't matter much. So the important thing is that you say that was an oral engagement. Now, and you suggest that that's the only thing thus far that supports you in your view that your emails were malfunctioning. Now,
laptop, Chairperson, not only emails, laptop.
No, laptop, yes, fine, okay. I guess I'm focusing on emails because that's what from where I'm sitting, I'm concerned with. But I will accept.
I just want to.
I'll accept laptop.
I just want, Chairperson, I just want the country to note that one day I'll be able to tell my grandchildren that I corrected Justice Madlanga.
Mr. Adams, now, so that's oral. that engagement with an ANC member of parliament is oral. In that clip, you refer to, open quote, emails, close quote. It is the emails that are the proof which you have provided to the media. I took you step by step to tell us what each one of those emails that constitute your proof says. What does each one of them say? You gave one example. I told you it had nothing to do with the malfunction of your laptop. You gave another one. I've forgotten what the first one was about. You gave another example. I remember the second example related to salary increases. And you and I again agreed that that too had nothing to do with proving that your laptop was malfunctioning. Now, you refer to emails in the plural.
Yes, Chairperson.
Where you landed eventually was just this one incident of you using another member's laptop. So where are the emails, plural,
Chairperson.
that are proof provided
Chairperson.
to the media?
Sorry.
Yes.
It's when you pause, I think you're finished then.
Where are
If
the
I may give you
emails?
context, sorry, Chairperson, it's not, I don't mean to interrupt your speech as you pause, I think you're finished. Maybe to assist me, if you can switch your mic off so I can see the light go off, and then I'll know when to speak. Before you cane me in front of the entire country again.
I'm a very obedient person. I will take the instructions.
No, Chairperson, it's a suggestion. So just to clear up the confusion between you and I about the emails, that interview you just played, prior to that, the parliamentary spokesperson was telling the country that I was lying when I spoke about the speaker's increase, the secretary's increase, and the email I sent to the PKTT. He said it's highly unlikely, and I quote, that we sent those emails. Those are the emails I'm referring to, Chairperson. Those emails have nothing to do with my laptop. That was me, I need to stop waving. That was me responding to Parliament that I was lying when I said we'd sent emails to Parliament, we can't even get a response, but Parliament can respond to my laptop apparently not being defective. That was the context of the emails, Chairperson.
So the short point then is basically that there's no proof, at least in accordance with that clip. I'm not talking about what you may have said elsewhere and whatever engagements you may have had with the technicians and so on. So that clip is by no means suggesting that there's proof provided to the media that your laptop was malfunctioning. Yes.
Except for the transcript that I took from Madlanga, Chairperson, which in my layman's view constituted evidence until your juristic mind gave me another viewpoint.
What transcript are you referring to?
The transcript from the Adhoc where Honorable Nola and I are engaging regarding the malfunction of my laptop on that said day.
No. I'm referring to the interview. So during the interview and the clip that was played, so there we should not take any reference to proof, to be proof that between October 2025 until 3 months ago, your laptop was malfunctioning. So the proof referred to by you, which proof you said you had given to the media, had nothing to do with proving that from October 2025 until 3 months ago, your laptop was malfunctioning.
Yes, Chairperson.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Adams.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, there is, now that you've addressed those issues, Mr. Adams has submitted two statements. One is the main statement, which is in file 1, and then there is another statement, which is a one-pager. It's called a supplementary statement, which was probably not necessary, but it was submitted nonetheless. And that would be in file 4, Chair. Now, Chair, insofar as the first statement is concerned, there are annexures to that. We're still trying to figure out what the correct annexures are. You would have seen that there's been a back and forth regarding the annexures, and the statement also doesn't speak to the annexures. So where Mr. Adams refers to FAA1, it doesn't correspond with the annexures that he has provided. But we will address that with him again during the tea adjournment. Chair, you will forgive me if I don't recall if you had sworn Mr. Adams in.
I did, thank you, I
Thank you,
did.
Chair. So, Mr. Adams, if I could just ask you in file 1, if you have file 1, it should be your witness statement, and that is page 1264.
Yes, Advocate.
And if you can confirm that that is your signature on page 64.
64.
Which becomes a very important aspect of your evidence today, of course, is your signature. Can you confirm that?
Yes, Advocate, it is mine.
That is your signature. And you confirm the correctness of the statement?
I do.
Okay. And the truthfulness thereof?
I do.
Okay. Then you have another statement, but we'll get to that later because I'm not sure that it is a statement that you said we necessarily have to address. It's just you adding annexures to it. Okay. Now, Chair, Mr. Adams had advised me just before we commenced proceedings that he had received documentation, which he says he received them late, and as a result of that, he had a conversation with his attorney, and his attorney had advised him that he should seek a postponement of his evidence in order for him to consult with his attorney regarding those documents. We did have a discussion with him regarding the documentation that he's referring to, which we say is not our documents from the Commission, it's his own documents, which he provided to us late, and we therefore collated and submitted to him, which he received late. I don't think that we're necessarily on the same page on that, and I would want him to address you, Chair, and then we will address you in answer to what may be a postponement application, which we will oppose as the evidence leaders.
Thank you, Ms. Sigels-Ncube. Mr. Adams?
Thank you, Chairperson. And again, I apologize for the late submission. Chairperson, there is a little bit, not a whole lot of evidence that came through in the bundle. And as I've indicated to the Commission, because of the time that I left Cape Town to be here timeously and well prepared, I only received that information late yesterday. Well, not late yesterday, it was late morning rather. And my entire network is in Cape Town. My attorney is there, my researchers there, my documentation is there. And I'm not trying to slow down the process, Chairperson. As you know, I'm here as a willing witness. But my attorney has advised me to rather speak to him before I make and ask if we can make a late submission on that, rather than respond to that right here, right now. If that pleases the
Yeah, I think the antecedent question is this. Is it correct, as Ms. Sigels-Ncube says, that these documents are your own documents and that all that the evidence leaders did was just to collate the documents and to send them back to you?
If I can just clear that confusion, Chairperson.
Yes.
Remember the first batch of documents came in at 12 p.m. on Monday, and then the second 12 a.m. on Monday, sorry. The second batch of documents came in at 1:30. So as they were all sent to me at more or less the same time. So the first document I opened was from the Commission. So I assumed that everything was from the Commission, and I sent it off to my attorney, and he said to me, we need to consult before you talk on this. So that is why I'm saying, Chairperson, just because of, it's not a lot. I've actually gone through it, but there are certain aspects that I would, if the Commission allows, prefer to consult with my attorney first.
I want to understand what is at issue now. Is it your own documents or not?
I'm not concerned about my documents, Chairperson. Those are mine. I'm talking about the few other additions that came from the Commission.
And you say those came when?
Well, I received them all at about somewhere between 12 and 1:30 because they were coming in bit by bit because of the size of the files.
When was this?
Yesterday.
Yes. How many pages?
Well, in all, if you take my documents out, I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head. It's like, what are they advocately? It's not a very lot, but like I say, my attorney has advised that we should speak first. So I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, Judge. I'm asking for guidance here.
But I would imagine your lawyer must understand that with something like this, there are certain pressures, and the lawyer cannot just relax and say, ask for a postponement, and I want to consult with you. The upshot of which is that we should then postpone. That cannot be had merely for the asking.
There's no argument from my side, Justice. I'm asking, this is a request. That's all.
Let me finish. Especially if, as you say, the documents are not much at all. So the attorney could not just relax and say, just ask for a postponement. I want to consult with you. But let me hear, are you finished with your submissions in this?
I am.
Yes, Ms.
Chair, may I just address you on the documents that the Commission submitted to Mr. Adams
Yes.
on Monday, so that you can see that what we've given Mr. Adams are extracts from the 9 what we call IDAC exhibit bundles. And we did that because we don't need to deal with all 9 files with Mr. Adams. His evidence is limited to his involvement in these IDAC matters. And maybe it would be best if I do that with reference to the index, the consolidated index, just to demonstrate to the commissioners that what we've provided Mr. Adams is really nothing new, and to the extent that there is anything new, it is something that he can deal with because it relates to his A1 statements that he prepared in the various criminal complaints that he lodged regarding these IDAC matters. So, Chair, what we did was we created a core bundle. Most of it is contained in what you now have is file 9B. And the additional documents, I want to start with the index. At item 33 of the index, the consolidated index, which we will flight the index as well. Somebody can assist him with the
I'm
index.
trying to think where's item 33.
Chair, the index should also be again in file 9B.
Where's item 33?
There should be a consolidated index in file, the front of file 9B. Do you have file 9B?
I do.
Okay, so the first page on file 9B should be an index, index to exhibit bundle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Do the commissioners have the consolidated index? So, Chair, on page 2 is item 33, which we've added to the core bundle. That is Mr. Adams' section 27 affidavit, which has been prominent in these proceedings. That is what we included in the core bundle. And then item 37 and 38, but only pages 681 to 684 of item 37, which is Mr. Adams' A1 statement in that docket. And you'll see that 37 is quite voluminous, but we've only extracted from that his statement, 681 to 684. Item 38, which is also just his statement.
Sorry, the limit in the page number 681 to 68 what?
To 684, so it's 4 pages, Chair.
Was there a way in which Mr. Adams would have been aware of the cutoff point, the 684?
It was just the A1 statements, so we just provided him with the A1 statements which are relevant to his evidence.
All right, okay.
Sorry, Ms. Ngube, does it mean the rest of, and that applies to everything that you're referring to, does it mean the rest of that item 37 came from him?
37 is our IDAC original exhibit bundles that we've been utilizing throughout the IDAC stream. All that we did was we extracted pages 681 to 684 because it's his A1 statement in that exhibit, and we wanted to address that statement with him only, not the remainder of the docket. And that is what we extracted for purposes of him knowing what it is that we're going to deal with. Rather than give him 4,000 pages, most of which are irrelevant for his evidence, we only gave him what would be necessary for his evidence. And that is, so the page 681 to 684 is his A1 statement in that case number, and 38 the same, it's 2611 to 2614 of that bundle. And then on page, item 71 to 78, those are also all A1 statements. 71, 72, and 73 are Mr. Adams' A1 statements, which were given to him. And then 74, 75, 76, 77, and 78, those up to 77 are the supplementary affidavits. You will recall that was commissioned in Cape Town on the 6th of January, 2025. Those were included there. And then item 78, which is the Langlaagte case docket.
Each one of which is
Of
a
this-
very short.
Very short, Chair. You can see from the page numbers, it's 2 pages each. I think there's one that's 3 pages. And then item 78 is Langlaagte documents relating to the Langlaagte matter, which is the forklift matter, which also Mr. Adams would be aware of that. That's what we included in the bundle. Then item 80. Item 80 would be a new document, but it is the section 28, 6 or 7 subpoena, 6 and 7 summons that was issued by under Advocate Johnson's name, although she was not the signatory of that document. I think it was Advocate Manilal, where you will recall, Chair, it was a summons that was served on the Acting National Commissioner in May 2026, asking for the details of the members of the PKTT that had executed Mr. Adams' arrest. So that was included because Mr. Adams takes umbrage regarding his arrest, and this document would then be relevant as to his arrest and whether information was requested regarding the arresting members, the members that arrested him. So that would be a new document for him. But you will see, Chair, it's not a lengthy document, and it really is only to find out to what extent he knows or has any knowledge regarding that process. Then item 84, Chair, it's a SAPS report. This relates to Mr. Adams' dockets. You will recall that he had indicated he had lodged complaints when it appeared to him that his dockets had been intercepted. So those reports, although it may be a new document for him, although I don't think that it is a new document that he would have seen, but it's certainly something that we provided to him, that not that he provided it to us, but it relates to his cases and the reports that were submitted by various SAPS entities regarding his criminal complaints.
And how many pages? On the index, it looks like a lot.
It contains, Commissioner Baloy, it also
The chair says 66 pages.
Yes, but it contains his affidavits as well, his A1 statements. So the report itself is about 12 pages, and from there we have his A1 statements as well, because you can't read the report without the A1 statements. We'll flight it so that you can see that the majority of that document is actually his A1 statements. And importantly, what's also contained in there is the A1 statements that were signed on the 6th of January 2025, which we want to ask Mr. Adams about, which Mr. Perumal had, the Perumal affidavits versus the Mr. Rapesu affidavits that we want to ask him about. And then in file 10-2, there are just, it's one document, which is the letter from the Inspector General to Minister Mkhunu that we had dealt with Advocate Ramsamy. It was the letter where the IGI was submitting the report to the then Minister of Police. And that is really just a document that we want to ask Mr. Adams if he's aware of that report, because he does make certain allegations about him requesting the report and not receiving a response. And then in file 10-1 Chair, it's item 12, which is a docket summary report by Advocate Ramsamy. She did take us through that report where she had taken the Orlando dockets that Mr. Adams had opened and given her assessment of those documents. That becomes relevant because Mr. Adams suggests that Ms. Ramsamy didn't have the same view about the merits of his case. In his statement, he says she had a different view about the merits of his case. So we've added that summary, that report there. And those are, and then it's what is contained in file 9B, Chair, which, if I could just take you back to the main index. It's number 85 on the main index. It's an extract of the statement of witness G, and you will see there's only one aspect that relates to Mr. Adams, and it is the opening of his cases in Orlando. It's one paragraph of that statement which we've submitted. Then there is CJC 399D, email correspondence. This just again relates to witness G and the relationship between witness G and General Khan. And then item 87 is a document that Mr. Adams referred to, which we've sourced and attached, which is a national instruction on media communication within SAPS. Mr. Adams questions General Mkwanazi's authority to have called the press conference of 6 July 2025, and he references this national instruction as being, I think what he's suggesting is that General Mkwanazi did not comply with this national instruction. So he will have to tell us what aspect of the national instruction he wants to refer us to. We've just provided the document. Then finally, the next item, which is also 87, that must be corrected, is MK15 and MK16, which is really a repeat of what is contained at item 84, which is again just reports about the statements of Mr. Adams, his cases, and what SAPS did to investigate his cases. He would be familiar with that. And then finally, 88 is just his transcript from the ad hoc committee, his evidence that or his testimony at the ad hoc committee, which we've attached, and that's about 64 pages. But again, there'll be limited usage of it when necessary. So that is what was provided to him on Monday. And as you will see, Chair, the majority of it are his A1 statements, affidavits that he submitted. And we say that on that basis, there would be no need for him to consult with his attorneys on that. He's well aware of the statements that he's made. But insofar as there are documents that, for example, the information note that deals with investigations or reports that were made, he may want to consider that. I don't think that we'll necessarily get to that today. He can certainly take the afternoon to go through that. It doesn't really involve him because it's SAPS reporting to SAPS about what was done to investigate the claims that was made by Mr. Adams.
So you referred to this afternoon. Did you mean overnight?
Overnight, Chair, yes.
Overnight.
When we adjourn for the day, yes.
All right. Is that not fair enough, Mr. Adams?
Chairperson, it would be if my attorney was here. Unfortunately, I can't afford to fly and house him here. So it puts me at a slight prejudice. But let me see what I can do because I want this thing to get over with. So.
Yeah, you see, what I understand from Ms. Striegel-Ncube is that what happens today will not get to the documents which are not your documents. And that overnight, that should afford you ample opportunity to then consult with your attorney. The other documents are, as Ms. Striegel-Ncube says, your own documents, your A1 statements and so on and so on.
I will just ask the Commission just to understand that these are documents I haven't seen in over 18 months, so it's not as if I wrote it down this morning. But the point is taken, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's start. I agree with Commissioner Baloyi, Chair.
Let's take the adjournment then and resume at 11:30. Let's adjourn.
related directly or indirectly to matters concerning organized crime, policing, intelligence structures, the PKTT, crime intelligence, alleged political interference in law enforcement, and the integrity of criminal investigations. It is those interactions and the responses I've received from relevant institutions that are principally relevant to the work of this Commission. I emphasize that my evidence before this Commission is not founded upon political affiliation or ideological disagreement with any person or institution. Nor do I ask the Commission to accept allegations merely because I have reported them. My evidence is founded upon personal involvement in making complaints, engaging with state institutions, receiving official responses, obtaining documentation, and participating in oversight processes over a number of years. Throughout my public career, I have consistently adopted the approach that allegations of corruption or unlawful conduct should, wherever possible, be referred to the institutions established by law to investigate them. The matters described in the following sections of this statement should therefore be understood against the background of my long-standing engagement with the issues of public accountability and my official interactions with institutions whose conduct now falls in whole or part within this Commission's mandate.
And then, Mr. Adams, if you can go to page 3 of your statement, where the heading is Statement to the Commission regarding my activism.
I now understand what you say about the
flow.
The flow. Sorry, Advocate. My statement to the Commission regarding my activism. I respectfully submit that this Commission is one of the most consequential commissions in the history of this country. Its recommendations may reverberate long after we are no longer here and may have significant consequences for law enforcement and the manner in which South Africans engage with law enforcement institutions. I was extremely fearful and concerned about the possible effect of this Commission on future whistleblowers and their willingness to report maladministration, corruption, and malfeasance. I now believe that some of those concerns have been misplaced. I recognize how necessary this Commission has been for this country, and how important it is that individuals who were previously regarded as untouchable are now being held to account. Commissioners, we are in trouble. South Africa is in trouble, and our communities are in trouble with the absence of effective and properly functioning law enforcement institutions. To illustrate the nature of the challenge, I wish to provide what I understand to be the prevailing perceptions and criminal challenges in each province. KZN is associated with hitmen, protection rackets, political killings, and related organized criminal activity. The Eastern Cape is associated with extortion, kidnapping, political patronage, taxi violence, and related criminality. Limpopo is associated with vehicle theft, illegal migration, illegal mining, and related criminal activity. The Free State is associated with cross-border livestock theft and tender-related criminality. The Western Cape is associated with gangsterism and violent crime. Gauteng is associated with various forms of organized criminal activity, including construction, mining, water, taxi, cash in transfer, and tender-related crime. The Northern Cape is associated with more sophisticated forms of criminal activity, including political gangsterism, tender-related criminality, and political patronage. Madlanga is associated with coal mining-related criminal activity and tender-related criminal activity. The Northwest is associated with tender-related criminality and political patronage. A common denominator across these provinces is the political patronage system upon which, in my view, criminal networks rely. This remains a hidden hand in certain tender processes and may be connected to the killing and intimidation of whistleblowers. South Africa experiences thousands of violent protests every year by people demanding basic services. These protests have become increasingly violent. I was once asked by a foreigner, it was a white foreigner, just for the record, why people in South Africa burn libraries, schools, and universities when those are the very institutions needed to prepare communities for the future. My response to him was that many people are losing hope and do not foresee a future for themselves. Protest action has become for many the only time when they feel that they are seen and heard. In another country, the scale of these protests might be described as revolutionary. However, our government has, in my view, desensitized the public to the situation by referring to such incidents as service delivery protests, therefore making them appear normal. When certain Latin American countries, including El Salvador, Colombia, Nicaragua, and Panama, were described as narco states, drug dealers and gangsters exercised significant influence over the state. Politicians were allegedly bought or influenced to pursue the interests of cartels, including protecting them from prosecution and imprisonment. Haiti today is regarded as a failed state by many observers because the government has lost significant control over parts of the country and criminal gangs have taken control of territory and institutions. Commissioners, the elements that could render South Africa a criminal state are, in my view, increasingly documented through daily incidents and publicly reported activity. There remain institutions including the judiciary, business organizations, and committed men and women within law enforcement who constitute an important bulwark against criminal elements overrunning the country. Every day we read reports concerning drug seizures, criminals allegedly controlling government institutions or tenders, politicians accused of bribery and corruption, and the weakening of the institutions that are supposed to constitute the last line of defense. I believe that the chaos currently experienced in this country is in some instances calculated and driven by various forces seeking to make the country ungovernable through an unmitigated wave of criminality. The community that I represent, a few weeks ago, experienced approximately 170 killings, which is worse than the situation in most war zones. Yet many of these people remain voiceless. The community I represent happens to be predominantly colored, and in my view, has been marginalized and disenfranchised by a failing law enforcement system. Commissioners, I was branded a racist and a colored nationalist when I formed the National Colored Congress. I reject that characterization. I come from an ANC family and have taken up many causes affecting vulnerable communities. I have, amongst other matters, taken up the case regarding the Sandiso Makaka matter because I believe that his mother and brother deserve answers concerning those responsible for his killing. There are many other cases from the Eastern Cape, Northern Cape, Gauteng, and KwaZulu-Natal, in respect of which I have been approached for assistance because communities believe that law enforcement agencies are not doing their jobs or have closed cases prematurely. When I inquire such matters, I'm often told that an investigation is ongoing and that I cannot interfere with it. Commissioners, I make no apology for trying to be a voice for my community. I make no apology for listening to my community, and I make no apology for exposing those who I believe are hiding behind a wall of silence. South Africa previously had a functioning criminal intelligence capability. In many communities, one can reasonably expect that somebody knows who committed which crime. I cannot say that with the same confidence today. In my view, crime intelligence deteriorated significantly during the period associated with former National Commissioner Jackie Salebi, and I believe that this deterioration was not accidental. I further believe that successive leadership structures within the SAPS have in some instances been compromised, suspended, or incompetent, therefore serving political interests rather than the interests of effective law enforcement. Crime intelligence funds became, in my view, another slush fund or source of patronage and employment for friends and family, particularly during the period associated with Richard Ndluli, the former head of crime intelligence. The anti-gang unit in the Western Cape was allocated a budget of 7 million rand to fight gangsterism, whereas crime intelligence has a budget of 600 million rand. Commissioners, if one wishes to destroy a country's law enforcement capability, one only needs to destroy its ability to detect crime. This was evident during the unrest and looting in 2021, when crime intelligence, in my view, failed this country. This was also reflected by various reports concerning KwaZulu-Natal, which was headed at the time by Brigadier Kumalo, the current head of crime intelligence. Commissioners, I have paid a heavy personal price for my outspokenness and activism. The toll on my family has been immense, and the emotional trauma experienced by my children has affected their social and their school lives. My mother is elderly and sickly and had to witness some of the events, particularly my arrest. My salary and my privilege as a member of parliament have on occasions been withdrawn, affecting my responsibilities towards my family. I have regularly been threatened with arrest, even before appearing before this commission. I was warned that I would be arrested after my appearance. And to be frank, Commissioners, if that indeed is true, I don't care. My most recent arrest was, in my view, not merely intended to embarrass me, but also to silence me. I regarded it as a final warning to shut up and to know my place. But Commissioners, I can assure you that every time a mother, a child, a sister or aunt dies in my community, I will attempt to be their voice.
Then, Mr. Adams, the next topic, history of my interaction with the various matters discussed at the Madlanga Commission.
Thank you,
Page
Advocate.
7.
Thank you, Commissioners. This statement is not intended to constitute political commentary, argument, or submissions on the ultimate issues that the Commission is required to determine. Those determinations fall exclusively within the Commission's mandate. My purpose is to place before this Commission the factual basis for my knowledge, my actions, and the concerns that I have reported to various state institutions over a matter of years. For many years, I have, in different capacities, reported allegations of corruption, maladministration, abuse of public office, and irregular conduct of organs of state, law enforcement agencies, and oversight bodies. Some of those complaints concern matters that overlap with the work of this Commission. Others provide necessary context to explain how I came to possess certain information, why I engaged with particular officials and institutions, and why I subsequently became involved in matters concerning the political task team, the PKTT, crime intelligence, and related investigations. I recognize that many of the matters referred to in the statement remain the subject of ongoing investigations or pending legal proceedings. Nothing in the statement should be understood as expressing a concluded finding or criminal or civil liability against any individual. Where I refer to allegations, complaints or investigations, I do so because they form part of the factual chronology of evidence relevant to my evidence. I identify the status of those matters wherever I am able to do so. Where reference is made to annexures, those annexures are intended to corroborate or contextualize the facts set out in the statement. They include correspondence, official records, complaints, court documents, transcripts, recordings, and other contemporaneous material generated before or during the events described herein. Before addressing the factual matters that form the subject of this evidence, I consider it important to explain the approach I have adopted in presenting my evidence. Over a number of years, I have been an activist, a community leader, elected public representative, and a member of parliament. In those capacities, I have frequently spoken publicly on matters of corruption, organized crime, policing, governance, and public accountability. Those engagements have necessarily involved political debate, public advocacy, and expression of opinions concerning the matters of public importance. I appreciate that my role before this Commission is fundamentally different. I appear before the Commission as a witness and not as an advocate, commentator, or politician. I fully recognize that the Commission's function is to make findings based upon reliable evidence rather than rhetoric, opinion, or political persuasion. I have therefore sought to present my evidence in a manner that assists the Commission in discharging its mandate. Throughout the statement, I have endeavored to distinguish carefully between the facts that I personally witnessed, the actions that I took, the information communicated to me by identifiable individuals, which I identify as such, and opinions or concerns that are held relevant at the time where those opinions are necessary to explain my conduct or my actions. I do not ask the Commission to accept any allegation merely because I've made it. Where documentary or other corroborating evidence exists, I have identified. Where investigations remain pending, I have attempted to indicate the fact. Where I rely upon information obtained by others, I identify the source wherever I am able to do so. I also recognize that some of the matters referred to in the statement are or have been the subject of criminal investigations, civil litigation, or other processes. Where I express concerns, suspicions, or inferences, I do so because they explain why I've acted as I did, why I referred matters to the relevant authorities. I respectfully leave the determination of the facts and the drawing of ultimate conclusions to this Commission. I understand that my evidence, like that of every witness, must withstand scrutiny. I welcome that scrutiny. It is in that spirit and with due regard to the solemnity of these proceedings that I place the following evidence before this Commission.
Then the next topic is on page 15, but I propose that we not go through this topic. It's a duplication of what you deal with on page 18 onwards. So it's really a summary of the allegations. It's called Nature of Complaints Made Over the Years, and then you deal with it in detail from page 18. I would suggest that you just read paragraph 125 on page 18 into the record.
Thank you, Advocate, Commissioners. I respectfully submit there is not any single complaint that is significant. Rather, it is the cumulative pattern of interactions within state institutions, the responses that were provided to me, the investigations that followed, and the events that ultimately culminated in my own interactions with the PKTT, crime intelligence, and the matters now before this investigation. Before this Commission, excuse me.
Then the next topic, engagement with law enforcement agencies and oversight institutions.
Thank you, Advocate. Thank you, Commissioners. Throughout my public life, I have consistently adopted the view that allegations of criminal misconduct, corruption, or abuse of public office should be reported to the institutions established by law to investigate such matters. I have therefore sought wherever reasonably possible to utilize official reporting mechanisms rather than attempting to investigate or determine such matters myself. In the ordinary course of my work as a community activist, councillor, and later a member of parliament, I engage with numerous law enforcement and oversight institutions. Those engagements arose from complaints made by members of the public, information that came into my possession, matters uncovered during oversight work, and documentary material that appeared to disclose possible criminal or unlawful conduct. On many occasions in the Parliamentary Committee, I sought to hold SAP's management accountable for various issues. The records of Parliament will reflect those engagements. For the purposes of this statement, and having regard for the limited time available to me, I will concentrate on issues that have subsequently come to the attention of the Commission. It has been deeply frustrated because, in my experience, the Portfolio Committee on which I serve sometimes fails to hold the SAP's management adequately accountable and instead permitted SAP's management to obfuscate, avoid questions, or rely upon standard answers such as "we cannot answer the question because it is under investigation," "we cannot answer the question because of security-related matters." On a previous occasion, I asked the National Commissioner how many members of his family worked in his office and whether those persons had gone through the proper appointed process. On the 18th of September 2024, I asked the National Commissioner, General Fani Masimola, to explain why Lieutenant General Dumisani Kumalo had been permitted to purchase a redundant cell phone grabber. No satisfactory response was provided. Please see Annexure FAA1. Page 8. In my view, the National Commissioner was permitted to avoid accounting to the Portfolio Committee concerning this matter. However, Brigadier Tiani Shlongweni has subsequently articulated reasons why, in his view, public funds have been wasted. This does not excuse what I believe to be a failure to account to the Portfolio Committee. Just for noting purposes, our commissioners are Brigadier Tiani Shlongweni was the CFO for the crime intelligence, what is called the slush fund. On 12 March 2025, I asked the National Commissioner about the top-level security clearances of senior SAPS officials. This